The tension behind the scenes begins to surface. If the public only saw the spotlight and the viral clips, then behind the scenes, the atmosphere was far more intense. Just hours after the concert ended, the backstage area transformed into an impromptu negotiation zone. It was no longer about music, no longer about performance. It was about who would secure Taekook first. Insiders revealed that several brand representatives even postponed their flights, just to avoid missing this golden moment. "This can't wait," one executive reportedly said. "We're witnessing something that cannot be recreated." Closed-door meetings filled with pressure. Inside one of the VIP rooms, usually reserved for elite guests, the lights stayed on deep into the night. Key figures moved in and out with serious expressions. Phones kept ringing. Laptops stayed open. Contract drafts were already being prepared even before any agreement was reached. What's fascinating is that their discussions weren't just about numbers. They were about concepts, narratives, storytelling, because they understood something crucial. Taekook isn't just about faces, it's about the story between them. Strategies begin to leak. According to circulating leaks, several brands had already begun shaping ambitious concepts. A duality campaign showcasing two contrasting energies in one frame. Dialogue-free advertisements relying purely on expressions and chemistry. Even short film concepts centered on emotional connection. Everything revolved around one key element: Taekook's natural interaction. Not forced, not scripted, just real? But not everyone agrees. Amid the excitement, concerns began to rise. Some industry voices warned that this could be too risky. Phenomena like this can rise fast, but fall just as quickly, one analyst commented. Another added, if it's over-commercialized, it could destroy what makes it special, and that's where the tension began. Would Taekook remain something organic? Or would it become an industrial product? Fans began to split. On social media, debates intensified. Some fans felt proud. They saw this as global recognition of Taekook's power, but others grew concerned. "Don't make it feel staged," one user wrote. "We love them because they're natural, not because of ads." The divide deepened, forming two equally strong sides. An unexpected third moment. Just as speculation reached its peak, a new video surfaced. Not from professional cameras, not from official media, but from a staff member who happened to be backstage. The clip showed Taeyoung and Jungkook walking casually after the concert. No stage makeup, no bright lights, no music. Just the two of them, and a light conversation that was barely audible. But one small moment made the clip explode online. Jungkook laughed, then casually tapped Taeyoung's shoulder. Taeyoung responded with the same ease-warm, effortless, unfiltered. Not dramatic, not exaggerated, and that's exactly why it felt so real. And the CEO saw it again. Within minutes, the clip reached the same people. The CEOs, the decision-makers, and this time, their reaction was even stronger. "This is it," one of them reportedly said. "This is what we can't manufacture in a studio." They were no longer just seeing potential. They were seeing proof. A silent war begins. Since that night, communication between brands skyrocketed. Some moved aggressively. Others chose quiet strategies. Some made high-value offers immediately. Others attempted more personal approaches. All with one shared goal: secure Taekook. But the situation became more complicated because there was still no certainty. No official response. No confirmed deal. Just anticipation. What are Taekook thinking? Amid all of this, one major question remains. What are Taeyoung and Jungkook actually thinking? Do they realize the impact of that moment? Or was it just another natural interaction for them? Sources close to them suggest they remain calm. No visible change. No public statements. They continue as they always have. And perhaps that's exactly what makes everything even more powerful. A potential industry shift. If this truly happens, if Taekook becomes a joint branding force, this could mark a turning point. Not just for them, but for the entire industry. Because it introduces a new approach, selling connection, not just individuals. And if it works, others will follow. But the risks are just as real. With greater opportunity comes greater pressure. Expectations will skyrocket. Every movement will be analyzed. Every interaction scrutinized. And one small misstep could change everything. All eyes on one decision. The days following the concert feel different. No official announcements, but an undeniable shift in energy. Media continues digging. Fans continue waiting. Brands continue competing silently. Will this make history? Or will it fade as just another viral moment? The answer is still unclear. But one thing is certain. That night created something powerful. Enough to make the most influential people in the world stand up, shout, and lose composure. And this story is far from over. Because behind all the speculation, one thing still hangs in the balance. A decision. A decision that could change everything. And when it finally arrives, the world might not be ready. Whispers turn into movements. By the next morning, what had started as quiet whispers inside VIP rooms began turning into something much bigger. Movements. Strategic moves that weren't meant to be seen, but somehow, traces of them started leaking out. Private jets being rescheduled. Emergency meetings being added. Emails marked urgent sent across time zones. This was no longer just interest. This was pursuit. The first offer that shocked everyone. Late that afternoon, rumors surfaced about the first official offer. Not confirmed, not announced, but strong enough to shake the industry. A global luxury brand name still undisclosed was said to have proposed a joint campaign featuring Taekook with a budget that insiders described as unprecedented. Not just a standard endorsement, a full-scale project, global billboards across major cities, a cinematic commercial shot in multiple countries, exclusive appearances tied to the campaign. And the most surprising part? They weren't asking for scripted interactions. They wanted authenticity. Why this offer is different. In most cases, brands control everything. The script, the angles, the narrative. But this time, the approach was reversed. They don't want to control Taekook, one insider revealed. They want Taekook to control the story. That alone shows how powerful the moment had become. Competitors refused to back down. The moment news of that offer spread, other brands didn't stay silent. They responded. Quickly. Aggressively. Some began preparing counteroffers. Others explored collaboration proposals that could rival or even surpass the first. And suddenly it wasn't just about one campaign anymore. It was becoming a bidding war, a race against time. Timing became everything. Whoever moved first could win, but moving too fast could also backfire. Because there was one crucial factor no one could control, Taekook themselves. Would they agree? Would they even be interested? Or would they walk away from it entirely? The silence that makes everything louder. Despite all the chaos behind the scenes, one thing remained unchanged. Silence. No statements. No hints. No reactions. Taeyoung and Jungkook continued their schedules as usual, posting casually, appearing relaxed, acting as if nothing extraordinary had happened. And that silence made everything louder, because the less they said, the more the world speculated. A fourth moment emerges. Just when people thought the story couldn't get any bigger, another moment surfaced, this time from a fan-recorded clip during rehearsal. Blurry, unstable, but clear enough to see. Taeyoung standing alone on stage, adjusting his mic. Jungkook walks in. There's a pause. Then, without cameras officially rolling, Jungkook says something that makes Taeyoung laugh. Not a stage laugh. A real one. He bends slightly, covering his face. Jungkook watches, smiling. No performance. No audience reaction cue. Just a moment. And once again, it spreads everywhere.